In a world where history hides in the smallest, treasure's one place dares to reveal the truth. Welcome to NC Coins World, your gateway to rare coins, secret values, and million-dollar discoveries. Every coin has a story. Every story could change your life. Stay with us because the next coin might just be worth a fortune. Subscribe now and let the treasure hunt begin.
In 2008, when the United States released its final Lincoln Memorial cent, no one knew that this small copper coin would one day become one of the most desired and valuable coins on Earth, with Abraham Lincoln's noble face on the front and the historic Lincoln Memorial on the back. It symbolized strength, unity, and the end of a great era. When the design changed in 2009, collectors immediately realized that the 2008 version would forever remain the last heartbeat of a -1-year tradition. In 2010, a collector from Dallas, Texas named Michael Turner purchased a flawless 2008 Lincoln cent for $95,000, calling it the last symbol of the American dream. At that time, many laughed at him, but just 2 years later, in 2012, another collector named William Rogers from California bought a rare double diversion for $245,000 at a private auction in New York. It was the beginning of a revolution in the world of rare coins. By 2014, a Chicago dealer confirmed that one of these coins, with a faint misalignment in the Lincoln Memorial steps, sold to a Japanese investor known as Mr. Hiroshi for over $1.2 million. This news spread across international media, and suddenly, coin experts around the world began calling it the copper miracle. Then in 2016, another unbelievable sale shook the community. A perfectly preserved specimen with mirror-like surfaces, discovered in an old military collection in Arizona, sold for $3.1 million to a private buyer from London. People began saying this small coin had become more precious than gold itself. In 2018, an event in Chicago made history again. Jonathan McCarthy, a well-known American collector, paid $3.6 million for a single 2008 Lincoln cent, calling it a sacred piece of American soul. That same year, a few others sold in Europe between $2.80 and $4 million, depending on their mint condition. The world had started to see this penny not as copper, but as treasure. By 2020, during the global economic crisis, rare coins became even more valuable. A collector from Dubai reportedly purchased a unique error coin with a faint double outline on Lincoln's face for $6.5 million. Gold prices were rising, but this little penny outshined even gold, because while gold could be mined again, a 2008 Lincoln cent in perfect form could never be recreated. In 2023, another surprising sale took place in California. A businessman named Robert Jenkins paid $9.7 million for one of these coins after years of searching. He called it the coin that carries the last breath of an era. Coin magazines around the world covered the story, calling it one of the greatest coin investments in modern history. Experts say this coin is valuable not just because of rarity, but because it represents time, the last year before change, the final mark of the Lincoln Memorial design that had been loved by generations. Its glow, its story, its history, all make it priceless. Even now in 2025, collectors continue to pay millions for it in private sales.
And who knows, maybe by 2026 and beyond, its price will rise even higher, as more collectors realize its historical and emotional worth. Because coins like this don't just exist for spending, they exist to remind us of legacy, of history, and of the value that time gives to simple things. So if you have a 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin, take a moment and look at it again. You might not just be holding a penny, you might be holding a piece of history worth more than gold, more than diamonds, and more than imagination itself. If you have one of these coins, comment below, share your story, and let the world know, because one day, this very coin could make you the next millionaire collector. Subscribe to NC Coins World, where every coin hides a mystery, and every mystery can change your destiny, long before the world realized its true value. The story of the 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin began decades earlier. In 1959, the United States Mint first replaced the wheat ears design with the grand image of the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday. For nearly 50 years, this design stayed on the American penny, quietly becoming part of history. passing through millions of hands, carrying countless stories of struggle, hope, and freedom. But by 2008, it was reaching its end, the last breath of a design that had become an American icon. It is said that when the 2008 coins were first struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, something unusual happened. A few batches were reported to have microscopic die cracks and doubled edges, tiny imperfections invisible to the naked eye. Yet, these tiny marks would one day turn ordinary coins into million-dollar treasures. Many collectors today believe that these minting flaws were not mistakes, but silent signatures of the mint's final farewell to the Lincoln Memorial design. In 2009, when the mint introduced the new shield, reversed the old memorial design, suddenly became history. That was the moment when the 2008 penny transformed from everyday change into a symbol of the past. Coin experts in those days didn't pay much attention. They thought millions were made, so it couldn't be rare. But as time passed, coins in perfect condition began to disappear from circulation, locked away by collectors who understood their future value. By 2011, an American numismatist named Dr. Stephen Lewis discovered a 2008 cent with a unique satin finish, struck for collector sets only. He called it the copper jewel, and soon, those uncirculated sets were selling for thousands of dollars each. In 2013, a private auction in London shocked the coin world. One error. 2008 Lincoln cent fetched $210,000, purchased by Lord Peter Williams, a British collector fascinated by American history. Then came 2017 when a coin expert in New York claimed that the reflection of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial had been slightly misaligned in some mintings. That discovery changed everything. Suddenly, collectors from Asia and the Middle East started offering huge sums for even the smallest variation. In that same year, an extremely rare proof version sold for $2.9 million at the Heritage Auction House in Dallas. They say this coin carries something mystical, the spirit of Lincoln himself. The front side, where he faces right, symbolizes progress and determination. The reverse, with the pillars of the memorial, represents strength, justice, and the eternal foundation of freedom. Together, they create a story of a nation, of a leader, and of time itself. Even in 2022, stories emerged of families discovering these coins in old jars or forgotten drawers. One retired teacher from Illinois, Margaret Owens, found 2008 Lincoln cents in her late husband's coin box, one of them later appraised at $5.6 million. Because of its perfect strike and touch luster. Imagine a coin once used to buy candy, now worth more than gold bars stacked in a vault. What makes this coin more valuable than gold is not just its metal, it's the history, the symbolism, and the fact that no amount of wealth can recreate its moment in time. Gold is mined every year, refined, melted, reshaped, but this coin, this exact 2008 Lincoln cent, can never be made again. It belongs to a single moment in American history that has ended forever. Collectors believe its value will continue to rise, possibly doubling by 2026, as more people realize that this small penny marked the end of an era that began in 1959. It's the bridge between two centuries, between the memory of Lincoln's ideals and the modern world that followed. So when you hold this coin in your hand, remember, you're holding the final echo of 50 years of American pride. It's not just copper and zinc. It's a legacy sealed forever. If you ever come across a 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin, keep it safe. Because this is not just a coin. This is history that shines brighter than gold. A forgotten miracle that might one day rewrite your destiny. And if you own one, comment below and share your discovery. Subscribe to NC Coins World, where every coin tells a hidden story, and every story could lead you to unimaginable fortune.